Alright, I realized that Wisp Prime is coming really soon, but surely next year, right? But I figured, while we're here in Sydney, why don't I talk about Wisp Prime? Because I feel like, especially with the Archon Mods that have come out, Wisp Prime is in a pretty hilarious spot. We're here with Wisp in the simulacrum. Alright, let's do this. Now, Matarai memes. Get some of that get some of that power strength via the use of one of the mods that I'm using. Preferably get hit anytime soon. Surely I'm gonna get hit sometime soon. In the meantime, I'm kind of just regenerating energy anyway. Okay, well if that doesn't work, emerges dissipate. Let's go. And what's interesting is that we can actually now see how quickly armor is being shredded through the use of something like the Soul Gate. Like so. It's not as instant as some of the other WarFrames that exist that have some form of armor stripping. But it's there. And we're just gonna basically sit back and just burn them. Oh, why not? Let's burn them faster. Oh, who do we have left? Oh, is that everyone? Yeah. Just like that. Alright, let's have a look at the build that we're using on Wisp. And this is the build that we're using on Wisp. Basically, we've got a 4-former build, and because Wisp Prime is coming out, you don't really need to put the 4-former on your Wisp right now. Just wait until Wisp Prime comes out. Anyway, most of these mods should be pretty straightforward. We've got Blind Rage, Adaptation. I've used these mods on a lot of builds before. We are running her as a Rage tank, so that's where Hunter Adrenaline and Flow kicks in. Obviously, if you want to put in an extra former onto your Wisp, you could use this as Prime Flow, but yeah, otherwise Prime Flow and Hunter Adrenaline, really good options for Wisp. Obviously, Prime Continuity, that extra ability duration, always a good choice. I am, of course, also using Fuse Reservoir, and because I'm using Fuse Reservoir, and I've also inverted my whole tap options on Wisp, I basically just tap one these days. I don't actually want to bother holding one, unless I, by accident, and also sort of by muscle memory, hold one, in which case I kind of have to hold one 2 more times in order, or 3 more times, just to get back to the Fuse Reservoir. Now, here's the thing. With the Archon mods, they're actually quite useful. We'll start off with Archon Stretch. Archon Stretch is very useful because when you use the shock mode whilst trying to play Wisp as a rage tank, the shock mode unfortunately does this thing of actually being too effective as a form of crowd control, and it prevents enemies from actually hitting you. So while it's preventing enemies from hitting you and giving you energy like that, it's instead going to just restore 2 energy over time for 5 seconds. So that's of course going to be pretty useful. 2 energy a second, it's not as fast as obviously rage tanking, but whatever, at least it's there to actually sort of mitigate that particular problem. Archon Intensify is also very strong, obviously giving you an additional 30% ability strength for 10 seconds when you heal yourself through the use of something like the Vitality mode. So when it comes to actually using this and Vitality modes, what you could do is you drop a Vitality mode, then just wait until you get hit so that the buff pops up in your UI, and then just drop a new Vitality mode. When you drop that new Vitality mode, it will have the snapshotted 200 or in this particular build 214% power strength. This is also the case when you do Matarai memes, so you could potentially wait until you get a heal off your Vitality mode, then jump into Matarai memes, get yourself a new Vitality mode, and then boom, you have quite a lot more healing and quite a lot more health as part of being Wisp with these stronger vitality modes. I'm also going to use Archon Vitality for 2 reasons. Number 1, I mean, it's either that or just use regular Vitality, so I'm going to use Archon Vitality, why not? And then secondly, it is essentially double damage on your heat procs, not necessarily your heat damage from the Soul Gate, but still, I mean, it's useful. And also you can sometimes see those heat procs really just chunk down an enemy quite effectively. That's going to be it. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. How do you feel about Wisp? Let me know in the comments. Obviously, I'm one of the rare Wisp players that actually still uses something like Soulgate. Because I like Soulgate. You know, it is what it is. Also, you know, you can kind of use Soulgate to strip armor pretty effectively, at least. So that's also really, really nice. But yeah, the general rule of thumb for a lot of people is they actually get rid of Soulgate and replace it with something else, and thus they keep Will-O-Wisp. I personally am not a big fan of Will-O-Wisp, so I find that I'm very comfortable getting rid of that particular ability to replace it with something else, and in this case I have replaced it with something along the lines of Elemental Ward, specifically Heat Elemental Ward, specifically, you know, additional base health, but that's just me. You could potentially use something else instead. I have tried Dispensary Wisp, which is kind of just a very aggressive Wisp, but there are a variety of other kinds of Wisps that you can choose. But that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more WarFrame content, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Cascade just hit a new level of intensity. Be careful. You have no idea what it could manifest.